Welcome to the August 6th Conservation Commission meeting, August 6th, 2025. As a reminder, open session public meetings are subject to being recorded. Your image and voice will be recorded. All right, minutes. Everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
So it was for June 18th.
I didn't see them. They just come through? Or
They were
last week.
Oh, okay, I missed
yeah,
those.
over Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday. They came in with the agenda.
All right, well, those of you who did read the minutes, any changes, updates, edits? So I will take a motion to approve the minutes of June 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will ask you to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. Treasurer's report.
All right. So the wetlands account has $15,959.07. So it's a little bit lower than last time because we used that to pay our MACC dues. Open space account is at $78,319.22, and the annual budget is at $2,000.
All right. Awesome. Bills and forms.
So yeah, no bills, no form.
No bills, no forms. Love it. Mail and notices.
All right, so we did have a question come in about the Wheeler CR. So this is down by the Rotary. So this is the Wheeler CR. This is the golf driving range. So essentially, last year there was an A&R filed for this lot that kind of divided it into multiple lots. Now, there's open space restriction, and then there's an easement, a New England Power Company easement that runs through this way. But let's see, go back. There we go. All right. So somebody was wondering what the process would be to reopen the golf range. Would they be able to replace the equipment that was used to maintain the golf range? Would they be able to update the building? How would that work?
Right, well, so the building, right, no, not right.
No.
Yes, actually, you're right,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Is not in CR, so
Okay, so
sure.
that's-
Yep.
okay. So like the netting and all, that, I'm not sure what infrastructure is out here, but I'm assuming it's probably netting.
Right,
and
well, so
poles.
the biggest problem that I see with this is that the,
lots
right,
that
yeah.
go through there. Yeah,
You
that's-
know, so, I believe lot 1, am I oriented correctly here?
Yep, so this is lot 4 has the existing
Oh, right.
range.
So
building.
that goes across this way.
Right.
Right, so all of the area
It's every
where,
single lot, yeah.
correct, is now owned by other people. So if they worked out,
A deal with those owners.
yeah,
Yep, that's kind of what I expressed to them. I was like, the main concern is it's now been divided into multiple lots, so you would need permission to use their lot for golf range.
right,
So-
right. And I believe the driving range is allowed in the CR.
Yep,
Because
yep,
it was
so-
there when the CR was
Yep,
put
so
on.
that language was there. So the current use of the premise is as a driving range shall be allowed to continue and may be resumed at any time after interruption.
Right.
So go back to that previous slide a minute, please. So, where are they proposing additional structures in there?
Nope, so it was more just like, would they be
Oh.
able to maintain the building and any structure
Oh.
used to maintain the
Okay,
driving
okay.
range
So
itself?
they're not looking to put development?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
they would be looking to open it up, but the main concern being, you now have these different lots that own parts of the golf range.
Right.
Right.
So,
I didn't realize that had happened.
Yeah. Yep. So, if, from a CR perspective, there is no problem with reopening the driving range.
Right.
But, as a land owning
Yeah.
endeavor, there might be challenges.
right. Okay,
So, yeah,
cool. I will relay that back.
awesome.
All right.
Excellent. Excellent. Anything else?
Nope, so nothing else for mail notices.
All right.
So I guess technically I said public hearings would open at 7:15. Both our public hearings have postponed.
Right.
So we can, yep,
Yep.
to August 20th, or continue to August 20th. Same thing goes for 180 River Road, west the AMRAD, also continue to August 20th.
So look, we're done with the first page of the agenda already. Okay. So, on to other business. I guess we'll just take these in order.
Yep.
No reason not to. Maplewood, there's been no developments.
No developments.
There's-
There was another request for soil importment
Yep.
email. I think that's
Yep,
the only
exactly.
thing I've
That's,
seen.
yep, same.
I was up there 2 days ago, and there's at least 4 acres there loaming over. I don't see where they could put any more fill in.
Right.
It's pretty much filled in, and they're loaming it over.
Good. Highland Ridge.
All right. Most recent report, largest rain event of the year occurred yesterday, so this was on, so August 1st.
Monday?
Was that Monday? Yeah. Water levels in the Northwest Basin pond are at the midpoint of the lowest outlet. He observed no destabilization or erosion on the site, so looking pretty
Right.
good
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, if that rain didn't do anything, then I think we're good.
Yep. Yeah.
Right,
Talk
where,
about the next.
do you have the COC on here?
Yep, I do have it.
Oh, yeah, right
Yep.
there, okay. 100 River Road West, we're just waiting for them to apply for their COC.
Yep.
And then they're good to go.
Yep.
92 Allen Road.
All
All right. Hi.
Hello there. I'm Mitch Maslanka with Goddard Consulting. I'm representing the homeowner of 92 Allen Road, Rick Rodmerkel. And so there was an enforcement order issued for that site in November of 2024. So I have that enforcement order here. There were pictures taken of the conditions which the homeowner had placed some fill in a intermittent or a perennial stream and a bordering vegetated wetland, and we were hired by the homeowner to assist him resolve the enforcement order. So I'm here tonight to give updates on that enforcement order. So we visited the site to do a wetland delineation, and surveyors went to the site to survey the wetland flags, which have been added to a site plan here. And we flagged down by Allen Road the forensic wetland line, so the old wetland line that we believe that's where the extent of the wetland used to be, and where the most planned north of that drain line is. Maddie, if you can put your finger by mean annual high water flag 1. Yep, right there. So that's about the extent of the fill. So probably 15 feet of fill from the pre-existing edge of roadway to the most upgradient end of the culvert. So probably 15 feet on each side of a bank was filled of a perennial stream, and adjacent to it, BVW was filled over. So probably about plus or minus 1,000 square feet of fill. When I was there, I just drove by to see the current condition, and it's vegetated over. So there's some mugwort and other weeds that have just grown in and covered up the fill to stabilize it. So that was good to see. It's temporarily stabilized. So our next step is to put together a restoration plan for you guys to approve, and that'll entail removal of the fill from the perennial stream, restoring the banks to what we can maybe see of the pre-existing bank configuration, and then removing the fill from the BVW by observing and looking for the top of the horizon, and then stopping our excavation there, reseeding, and restoring it back to its original bordered
So
vegetative
there's a
mix.
perennial stream that never goes dry there?
There's never been
I'm surprised.
documentation.
I mean, I'm glad there is, but I didn't, okay.
No, it is mapped as perennial.
Hmm.
Maybe the town of Berlin has had applications sent before them to document it as dry, but I'm not aware.
Nor are we.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess my biggest question, I know you guys will do a good job with the plan and everything, is timeline. You know, as you said, this has been going on for
Mhm.
a fair amount of time now.
Mhm.
How long do you think it will take to put together the restoration plan?
When is your next hearing?
Our next meeting is August 20th.
Okay, that might be a little too soon. We could aim for the next one and hope to.
Which is September 17th.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
gonna miss our first one in September.
Yeah, and if we're conducting the work under an enforcement order, we could work with the homeowner to line up his construction schedule so that immediately after we obtain permission to do the work, we could do the work in September, late September and October, which is still adequate time to remove the soils and seed the area and have some herbaceous growth before the winter.
Okay.
And when you say herbaceous growth, you're planting,
So probably a wetland seed mix from New England wetland plants. The only reason I say herbaceous is because the area immediately up gradient of there is all herbaceous, so it was unlikely that there were shrubs. So we would just seed it back to the meadow that it most likely was.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions?
I guess
Comments?
maybe
Oh,
one
yep.
other thing, so if for whatever reason the homeowner is unable to have the work contracted to remove all the fill and all that, would it be acceptable for the commission as a plan B to allow for this restoration work to occur in the spring? It's not as ideal, but it would, things happen with homeowners and construction schedules, so I just know as a backup plan B, that would be ideal to have.
Right.
And like I said, the area is vegetated now, so it'd be okay during the winter. Temporary fill in those areas just for winter season, and then next season, springtime, it's all cleared up.
Let's address that should we need to.
Sounds good?
But let's also do our best to not have that be what happens.
Sound good? Yeah.
All right. Anything else for now? Once we get the restoration plan, I think there'll probably be more comments or,
Yep, sure.
But I appreciate the update
Mhm.
and glad to know that it's moving forward. I know there was he had some difficulty finding someone to hire.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that we're on the right track and moving forward.
Sounds good?
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Thank you. 147 Peach Hill Road enforcement order. Is that you?
Oh,
Hi.
I'm John Finn.
I believe you and I spoke some years ago on the phone about the beavers.
Oh, the
On
beavers.
the other end
Oh,
of the
yeah.
property, yes.
Yeah, that was me.
Yep.
I think they're still there, so,
I think they are, but the beaver deceiver seems to be working.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
working pretty well.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. it
Good.
is.
Yeah, it's down pretty well. I was down there
Yeah, yeah.
a couple weeks ago, so
Awesome.
everybody's
We go down
quiet.
there a lot.
There's still beavers out there, too.
Yeah, there are.
Yep.
Always beavers.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
And
So just a quick recap. So prior to our last meeting, we received an email of clearing at 147 Peach Hill Road. Essentially, there's a little pond that connects into a BVW off site there. Reports of all the vegetation being removed around the pond. So staff did go out and check and saw this was the current conditions. So we did reach out with an enforcement order to Mr. Finn, just requesting that he come in and talk to the commission about what was going on out there. So, yeah.
awesome.
So what can I tell you? I did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starters.
Start with why?
Well, let's start off with, I've lived up there for 40 years, and I built that pond about 35 years ago. And I go in there and I clean the brush out. I do it every 2 or 3 years. You can see the briars up in the top. The livestock has trouble getting in and out of there to drink the water. So I go in and clean the brush. I cleaned the brush out that day. I reseeded it that day, and got this enforcement order a few days later. So,
Okay.
and I'm doing it under the guidelines of the town bylaws. So the property is in under 61A.
Okay.
It is under 61A, and I am allowed to do maintenance and work around the pond
Right.
for my livestock and for irrigation purposes.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I was doing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we were not aware that it was chapter land and that it was an agricultural pond.
Yeah.
We just got a report, so we.
It was reseeded. I brought some pictures down. It was reseeded within a day of the same type of material that's in the field.
Mhm.
The same day I did it, actually. And it's already grown
You
back.
dug that pond, it wasn't there at all?
No, it was spring when I moved there.
So it's kind of a wetland area and you just
There was just
filled in?
there was just a spring there,
Yeah, okay.
and I dug it out, and I've had it there for
Yep.
all those years. And I go in like this every 3 to 5 years and clean out the debris.
Right.
And didn't take any material out of there but debris. But the grass is growing up there, and I got a copy of what I planted. So,
Excellent.
you wanna see it?
Yep.
Yes, please.
How many times have you cleaned it up?
Probably every 3 years, so 12, 13 times. Nobody's ever
Yeah,
complained in the
yeah,
past,
no.
so.
Yeah, sounds like just the right person was driving by.
Those pictures, I got, the pictures, pictures of the grass growing are easier to see on my phone. You can zoom in on them.
Right.
But I planted it, however long ago this was, I planted it the same day.
Yeah, we got pictures from.
If you want to zoom in on one of those pictures, you can see the grass growing better. And this, the seed, the description of the seed is there. It's
Yep.
pasture mix.
Yeah, so this photo's from July 15th.
That's good.
Right, which is probably the day before our last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Delkina,
Excuse me?
I remember when Delkina built that.
Yes, that was
Yep.
67, I think. I moved there in 82.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful
it's
property.
in the paper.
So pretty. I envy your place. I all the time. It's like, oh, it's so pretty.
Awesome. And you're getting good germination?
Yes.
Awesome.
That was a couple days ago. It's even better now. Actually, today I drove out there.
Awesome.
That spot of rain really helped with that.
Kinda see it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
the
the
same
seed
thing.
takes quick anyways.
Yeah.
Orchard grass, Timothy and stuff.
Oh, there's the pond.
Yep. Excellent. Well, thank you for bringing this in, and, we have to do our due diligence.
Well, I'm sure somebody
Um,
complained, and
Yep, that's
And-
exactly what happened.
yeah, I'm sure of that.
So, does anybody have any questions? Is everybody okay with Mr. Finn's response to our order?
I think farm pond, cleaning up farm ponds is pretty standard throughout
Yep.
the town. That's all over the place.
So we just need to lift the enforcement order, right?
Yep.
That's, yep. Anybody wanna make a motion to lift the enforcement order
So
for
moved.
147
Second.
Peach Hill Road? Right? Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
All right, yes, thank you very much,
Do I need
and,
to-
you know, we
Want me to
will.
leave any of these photos for the file or anything?
That would be great,
Yeah.
actually, that way, in case,
If it comes up again.
If it
Yeah.
comes up again,
I'm
we'll,
also, I have a terrible knotweed problem up in that field. And so I'm treating for knotweed, so there's no animals in there right now, but I brought those pictures too, so there's tarps out there.
Awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Well, there's tarps, I put,
Spreading around.
so you're just trying to suffocate it?
Suffocate it.
Yeah.
and the little that pops up around, I'm spraying it, but it's, I
Let
got
us
it.
know how that works, because knotweed is one of the worst.
I'm not gonna quit till it's gone.
Good, good for you.
Here along the road, it's incredible. I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like it.
It's-
I can remember.
And the roots run deep and
Oh, yeah.
very long.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yep, and if you pull it, they just break and germinate from the root
yep.
that's left, and yeah, it's terrible.
I'm gonna have to try that too.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
everybody for the time, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming in. Yep.
These are for the file.
All right. 231 Sawyer Hill Road.
Karen, I need to interrupt your meeting.
Oh.
We have a smell of fire in the building, so everyone needs to please evacuate the building calmly.
We were just about to talk about 231 Sawyer Hill Road. If you introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening to the chair and to the other members of the commission. For the record, my name is Adam Baldarelli. I'm an attorney at Fletcher Tilton, and I'm here tonight on behalf of Michelle Bishoni of 231 Sawyer Hill Road matter. Thank you.
Excellent. So I assume you received the letter that we sent.
Yes, my client did receive the letter. It was dated July 16th. For the record, she opened it several days later when she immediately opened her mail. She read it, I understand, and I read it myself. It did say cease and desist all operations, and she directed all of her employees to stop immediately, and they did so.
Okay, excellent. So, I don't know which one of us should go first. So I guess to just kind of do an overview of the property, there is a conservation restriction on a fair amount of Mrs. Busconi's property. And we observed an outdoor riding ring being built in what we believe is the area, in part of the area that is restricted.
Okay.
So we sent the letter.
All right.
We've
thank you.
had this conversation with her prior when she wanted to build the indoor ring. So we were very surprised to see the outdoor ring
Okay.
being constructed.
Well, thank you. Through the chairperson, if I may proceed.
You may.
Thank you. As I mentioned, we received the cease and desist letter. I have reviewed that. I have reviewed the conservation restriction. I have also reviewed the Plan A, which is part of the exhibit at the end of the conservation restriction from, I believe, December of 1980. And I understand that it seems like what the board, the commission, is alleging that my client did is, it seems like the matter of construction generally of this outdoor rink is what the alleged violation is. Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct. In the area that is part of the restriction.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, I've reviewed the conservation restriction. There are a few things I'd like to bring to the commission's attention, why I believe she is not in violation at all of this. First of all, it seems like what appears to be two photographs, a photograph on the left and a photograph on the right. They are aerial views for the record. I have looked at the Plan A, as I mentioned, of the conservation restriction from 1980. There's no meets and bounds on it. So I'm very curious to see how much the commission is alleging my client is on that conservation restriction, if at all. I certainly don't see it. I mean, it's from, as I mentioned, there's no meets and bounds. There's no data there. It is a few lines. It is a hatched area of what is restricted and what is unrestricted. So as an initial point, I don't believe she's in the conservation restriction at all. And certainly we can't tell from this photograph, or either of these photographs that have been presented this evening. That's the first point. The second point is we have to look at the language of the conservation restriction. My client is alleged to have violated Condition 2 It was enumerated in the letter that she received, and it is from the actual conservation restriction itself. I have a few copies here if some members of the board would need that restriction, but essentially, if I'm understanding this correctly, it seems like there's some looks like material on the area where she is constructing the outdoor arena. I don't believe this is in any way a violation of the intent of this conservation restriction. And I'll read what the intent says specifically. It says to preserve the premises in a predominantly, meaning mostly, natural condition. As I'm sure everyone here is aware, this is an agricultural area. This is where horses are kept. This is where horses have been kept and where horses are being kept. And before that, it's my understanding this is where cows were kept on this property as well. This outdoor riding ring is completely consistent with that intent. It's meant for horses. It's meant for the health and the use of horses on this particular property.
Do you have a copy of the CR?
I do.
I forgot to bring mine. Let me slide it, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I also have for the board's consideration if you would like the Plan A.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was hoping to see that.
Yep.
Got one. Oops.
Start it over there. Continue.
Thank you. What I see here is something that's not in any way an eyesore. It's not in any way inconsistent with the use of the property, whether it's restricted or unrestricted land. As I'm sure everyone here can agree, this is a beautiful part of the town, as are so many other pieces of property in this town. And that's what she's being consistent with. She's not constructing a single-family dwelling. She's not subdividing the land. She's not building apartments or condominiums. This is a horse ring. It's dirt surrounded by a fence. It's consistent with the area. It's consistent with the use, and is entirely consistent with the intent of the specific conservation restriction. I'll also bring to the board's attention that most of this construction, until she received the notice to stop, has been nearly completed. So she's, I would say, about 90–95% done here. And of course she stopped when she received the letter. But what I would urge this board, this commission, not to do, is to find her in violation. She is nearly complete with this. It is consistent with the intent. From what I can see, the evidence that we have presented here as a violation, I can't tell, and I'm sure, unless someone can tell me, if she's 100% in the conservation zone, 0% in the conservation zone, 50% in the conservation zone, 80 or 83.35% in the conservation restricted zone. We don't know. So in order for this board to find my client in contempt or in violation of that, I would respectfully request some kind of a specificity of the violation that she's committing, so that certainly we can create a record of this. I would urge this board not to hold her in violation. Certainly I have examined the restriction itself. I don't believe in any way she is in violation, and certainly with what has been presented this evening, I don't believe there's any showing that she's in violation as well. Happy to take questions and happy to continue this conversation.
So, we have been down this road before with her about this. You are correct in that one of the flaws of the CR is that there are no meets and bounds. That is, something that we have found challenging. This CR covers a lot of property in town. I believe what we did last time, when she was building the outdoor ring, she wanted to build it in a fashion that we felt was also in violation of the CR. So if nothing else, I wish she had let us know that she was doing this prior to starting. What I would propose, this plan, is scaled. There is a way to enumerate the distance from this building that is on here to the line of the CR. The last time we were in this situation, we all estimated it to be at about where the gate comes in. Can you go just back to the the picture? That one, yeah. Where the road comes in off of, because we also don't know exactly where it is. If this is the tact that she's taking, then someone's gonna have to get it surveyed so that we all know exactly where the line is, because it is knowable based on this scaled drawing.
My comments to that would be, it's still not certain. It depends on the size of the photo, of the printer, the paper you use to print the image.
Sure.
It depends on the thickness of the ink.
Yeah.
There are many reasons we're still uncertain.
Sure, but we can get pretty
Yeah, we
close.
can. The scale can be adjusted based on the size of the printing. You can figure that out, it's calculable.
Right, because there are other things on here that are known
Yeah.
entities. We can measure in real life how far it is from Central Street to Brewer Road, so we can know how long that distance is. There are are ways of knowing where the line is based on this this scaled drawing. So
With that, let's assume for the sake of argument that we have, although for the record, it seems like that has not been done, just to be clear for recording purposes. She's still not in violation of the conservation restriction. What we have here is a fence and dirt. Fences are allowed in the conservation restriction. Fences are not considered structures in violation of condition
says
1.
no. Fill.
No soil as landfill shall be placed.
Let's see. So,
And
Section
number two.
Yep, so she's alleged to have violated condition 2 specifically, right?
Is that soil or rock?
So,
It's both.
what I would say here is, you can use what's called canons of construction or statutory interpretation. It's various tools that you can use when you have a bunch of semicolons and commas and words and you're trying to figure out what all of this means. So for this particular instance, when we have condition 2 here, we can use the Latin term adjustum generis, which is a Latin fancy term of saying it's of the same kind. So what you have is a bunch of specific things, right? And as the member of the
Or
commission,
matter whatsoever.
yeah, yeah. So
Like,
I'm very eager to share that with you.
So
what we have here is
that
we have,
means that she can't put anything there.
to be
on the
dumped,
conservation
placed, or stored.
So what we have here, following the tools of statutory interpretation, we have no soil as landfill, which is a term used for trash, right? You can't put soil on trash. There's various reasons
No.
for that.
Not in
Fill
the
is construction. When
Yeah.
you use the term fill in construction, you're talking about filling in or building up a grade.
Soil
That
as
is considered
landfill.
fill.
But let's keep going here, right? Trash, refuse, waste. We're talking about trash, debris,
There.
You are.
trash,
Yeah.
vehicle
You are.
bodies or parts, junk, junk or unsightly or offensive materials. So that's the specific stuff, right? Okay. But now you go into the general things. Materials or other substance or matter whatsoever. So the question becomes, you have specific terms, you then have it followed by general terms, and following the tools of construction, that general word would only include items of the same type as those listed. It's talking about trash stuff. It's talking about
We're
trash.
talking
It says
about filling.
Soil.
Yeah.
It said soil
talking-
before it started talking trash.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think
it's
anyone else
all,
here is.
so soil as landfill, we'll think about what.
Soil as
in
landfill.
fill,
Yeah.
as fill, not as landfill, not as trash, as fill. As in, you're not able to change the grade of the land as you see fit. on the conservation
by
restriction.
filling it in with soil or any of those other things.
Yeah, it's
It's
two
two
separate words
words,
there.
yeah.
Snow soil as landfill.
Yeah, but we have to look at it in the context
No,
of
we
what
are
was
looking
after
at
the
it.
semicolon. So it comes after the semicolon, right? So all of those things are related. Following that tool of construction that I mentioned, it is referring to a bunch of trash items. And what I believe that's saying here is you can't make this beautiful property, this beautiful parcel of land, in any way look unsightly or trashy. And that's not what she has done here at all. She is still, as I mentioned earlier, consistent with the intent of the conservation restriction in putting what is similar, a nice white fence around it for the purposes of what had always been used there, or mostly used there for, which is horse use.
So don't we require a permit for landfill, to bring in fill?
We do.
So what does the permit say?
Well, as I disagree respectfully, of course, with the board.
We
here.
have a soil importation bylaw in
Mhm.
Berlin. Did she import soil? Did the soil that created that come from somewhere else?
Nope, it came from her property.
Including that gravel?
Nope. So the soil came from her property. Gravel was brought in. Yep. But as I mentioned, I still don't see how that's in any way inconsistent with the use. I don't believe it's inconsistent with the language of the condition.
Well,
What I would say
if
here-
you want to talk about the language of the whole document, there is in 4A, the language that says grantors and their successors in title shall be entitled to use the premises for walking or other recreational activities conducted on foot, and to use the existing trails and wood roads on the premises for horseback riding, if not conducted for profit.
Mhm. So the
I
letter.
assume this is a business.
So my understanding was that she's in violation of condition 2, which is the purpose of tonight's
We'd be
hearing.
happy to reissue the enforcement order to include 4A, if that
Mhm.
is where this is gonna go.
Well, I'm certainly willing to work with the board, of course, but I just wanted to make it clear and make it.
So I think too, when this initially was intended, was to put the indoor there. But when we went out to look at it, we knew that it was gonna go over into the CR. By how much, we're not 100% sure, but it definitely, this seems to mirror the plans that the indoor was going to have. So how much it
It's
went
actually
over that.
bigger, I think.
Is it big? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking that really if she did it up to that CR as close, without going over, this probably wouldn't have been an issue. But I think the fact that it seemed to exceed and go to where it would
Right.
get hit into the CR,
As-
that's the problem.
As far as a percentage, my estimation is 50% of that is in the CR.
Okay.
And that is based on our conversations prior. When she wanted to build the indoor ring originally, when she first came in, the original size of the building, we estimated would be about 20 feet into the CR. But we all conceded the fact that we didn't know exactly where the line was, and that was gonna be fine. That we were all good with that. Then she came in with a plan for a building far bigger, that we estimated to be about 70 feet into the CR. And that was too much. So then she moved the location of the indoor ring to where you see now. So none of this is new for her. None of this is that we were gonna have a problem with this. None of this is, this is all conversation that we have had, which in my mind makes it twice as bad. Because she basically said, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do what I want. Now, if we are going to keep the cease and desist order in place, and if she would like to prove, based on this, that she is not in the conservation restriction, we would accept that information. We are not gonna do that, that is on her.
Okay. I would just like to go back for a moment, if I could,
Mhm.
Madam Chairperson. We talked about the language here a lot, and it seems like we talked about the word whatsoever. If, when this was drafted, the intent was for nothing whatsoever, the key word whatsoever, to have been brought onto this property, then there would be no reason at all to write debris, vehicle bodies, or other kinds of specific words. It would have just said, nothing whatsoever can be brought on this property. But that is not what this says. It talks
says
about
soil
trash.
as landfill. Soil as landfill.
It's very clear.
That is abundantly clear.
Yeah.
You're interpreting it as trash. We're not. It's semantics. That's not what we're talking about at this point.
If there were one word, I could see your argument, but it's clearly 2 words. It was not meant to be a landfill.
I respect the commission members' opinion on that. I have made my position clear as well.
Yep.
Thank you.
As have we. So at this point, unless somebody else,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I'm citing this. So if you look at the plan and then you look at this L-shaped building right here, the line of the CR basically extends directly off that building, which means that's probably 70 or 80% in the CR.
Is that the building on the other side of the road?
On the other
on
side of the
Story Hill?
road, if you look,
But that's not
so.
her property then,
No,
right?
it's not. But
Yeah,
if
No,
you-
but
if
for
you- if you
scale
look-
and
and
for
for,
scale.
yeah.
I'm
If you
sorry.
look at that
Right.
building,
I see what you're
the
saying.
center line of that building extends out on the CR. And honestly, the indoor rink is on the line at that point, if I'm citing that properly. And I do this for a living.
If
so-
I may add a comment to that.
Yeah.
When we were talking with her about relocating that building and where she was gonna put it, I think we were fairly generous in giving her enough space to add that building. Because the line was just not perfectly clear. It was close and, you know, we could go back and look at the video.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Which means she knew when she did the second project
Yeah.
that she was well over the line.
Well, as I mentioned for the interpretation of the commission, it's not trash. So
Right, well, we
That's-
don't accept that interpretation.
I understand.
Um,
If I may add
And
one
we can
further
double
point.
back on the section where it's still being used, that part of the land is still being used for horseback riding for profit. So we can add that to the restriction, to the violation.
If I
But-
may. Thank you.
In the horse world, it's hard to make a profit though.
I'm sure there's some profit though.
Hey, guys,
Yeah, I get that.
I hear what the commission is saying. I listened and I understand. If this board believes there is a violation, I believe this board still has the authority to allow her to continue constructing the outdoor.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. She shouldn't have done it to begin with. And if it turns out that she has to move that, does she really want to put more money into it?
Into moving it?
It's in the conservation restriction. What is the recommended reparation for that? Short of moving it.
I'm not sure. What I was going to suggest is that the board allow her to continue this and then do some sort of a way in the future in case anyone else who's compelled by the restriction would understand more completely what specifically where.
So it's
these
okay
meets
for
and
her,
bounds
but
are.
not the next people.
No, well, I've made my points of why we think she's not in violation and why she
Correct.
has expressed why she.
And I
doesn't.
believe the onus is now on you guys to prove where that line is. And that line is knowable based on this document.
Okay.
So until we are satisfied that that is not in the CR, no work happens. Unless somebody else feels differently.
I was going to say, you said we.
We, the commission,
Okay, it's already been discussed.
is there any further discussion? anybody, should we vote?
I guess I'd like to make a comment, okay? I'm old enough to remember when this went into conservation. And Mr. Cotting's intent was to keep this as an agricultural, which meant cows. He did have horses here. It was apple orchards. That was his concept. That's what he wanted, to keep that land the way it was when he made it, you know. And this is, I don't think, and maybe Walter can back me up, this is not what he envisioned when he made it. He worked very, very hard to come up with, you know, to protect, he wanted to protect it for the town of Berlin, to keep the town of Berlin looking like the town of Berlin.
I tend to agree with that, Louise.
Right. I remember there was a lot of talk about it, and he wanted it as agricultural, meaning cows and stuff, and apple orchards, and
Thank you.
so.
Would somebody like to make a motion?
I guess there's a motion to continue with the.
To keep the enforcement order in place until we are satisfied with where the line of the CR actually is.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. So yes, we.
Understood. Thank you to the chairperson. Thank you to the members of the commission. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Highland Ridge, request for a certificate of compliance.
So Highland Ridge has submitted a request for certificate of compliance. As part of that request, I asked them to provide an as-built plan. So far, they've only provided this as their as-built plan, which is essentially the one basin.
The basin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does not include the entire lot, so I requested that they provide an as-built plan for the entire development. So
we're
waiting
still-
on that. Yep.
Big.
Baby steps.
Yep.
Baby steps. We'll get there
Getting
eventually.
Yep.
Eventually.
Yep.
All right, and has Matt responded in the affirmative that they will supply that?
Yep, they're working on it. Yep.
Okay, great. At least we know that's moving forward.
Yep.
All right.
Discussion of-
we, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, do you want to jump ahead? So there's nothing for discussion of active projects, nothing there?
Yeah, I wanted to, yep, all right, sweet.
All right.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna ask about.
Trail maintenance. Thank you so much for,
Yep. Putting up
Yeah.
with
Waiting.
things.
Sorry about all that. Did you sign in?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
okay. So, have a seat and introduce yourself and let everybody know why you're here.
All right, my name is Ishan Naik. I'm from Northborough. I'm part of the Scout Troop, Northborough Troop 1. I came here in spring. I don't know if any of you guys remember.
Yep,
but,
with Heather.
I was asking about projects and you guys gave me this. So I'm back with a more fleshed out plan. So basically, what you see over there is basically a bridge. It's going over an area that floods pretty commonly when it rains. It's quite a nuisance for hikers and anyone who walks on the trail. Me and Ethan went down there one time, and there was just water, and there was a snake literally swimming around in there. So you can imagine that's a little bit of an inconvenience to hikers who use the trail. So basically, I've come here just for like permission to build a trail. I have documents because Mayflower Council loves to give me documents to get signed for this project. So, makes it a headache, but that's the plan. It's right off the trailhead on Linden Street. So yeah.
I think it was about there. That was my estimate, but.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yep, that's about right. Yeah, so I advised him on the design. This is a pretty common setup these days, using helical piles for longer bridges, so they're kind of minimally disruptive to the soils. It kind of looks like a, I don't know if you're not familiar with them, but they look kind of like a, almost like an auger blade.
Yeah.
But you just drive it in with like a 2x4.
Right.
And it just drives in, and it's not like it has to meet any specific load requirements, but it should be plenty for a trail bridge.
And they're made out of
Steel.
stainless?
No, they're
Okay.
regular steel with
Okay.
paint on them.
Okay.
I could look into stainless, but I'm guessing
I'm
it'd be
sure
about
that.
8 times more
Change
expensive.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, yep,
So-
just, those will still last longer than 4x4s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot longer.
Yep.
And less disruptive to actually put in the ground too. So I think
Right.
they're a happy medium for that kind of thing. And that keeps all the wood other than the ends of the ramps above grade. So that'll deteriorate less quickly as well. So it's a pretty solid design. So
So it's
Yeah.
a little, am I reading it right? It's a little over 50 feet total?
yeah,
about,
all
between
told,
40
yeah,
and
there's a
50,
pretty
yeah.
good chunk of space there, and there's already been some braids off to the sides. When it gets wet, people are just walking their
Yep,
dog off to
yep.
the side and doing all that good stuff. So
Right.
trying to minimize that. And then now that we actually have a CR, at least hopefully, we can do work like this. So.
Yes. This is fabulous. I think the plan is great. How are you funding your
Funding,
project?
that's another pain that I have to conquer. So, if any funds the commission is able to give, that is really just anything else in my pen. I'm a mess right now. All right, on topic. Funds. In terms of funds, I don't have any specific fundraisers planned out. I'm pretty busy with school and stuff and college apps. So my plan was to kind of go to my town, seek funds through Rotary clubs, through charitable organization. That's a pretty common way to get more expensive eco projects such as this one funded, rather than selling brownies.
Sure.
So any funds you guys can provide, no funds is okay. I've ballparked for lumber, tools and stuff can be supplied by my troop and surrounding families involved. So it's basically like lumber attachments, the helical piles that we drill into the ground, that comes around between 2,400, 2,200. So any funds is appreciated. No funds is also understandable because it is a lot of money.
Right.
So, yeah, yes,
It's all treated lumber?
yes, pressure treated.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure we can find some money to help.
Thank you.
Let us know as you get going with that,
Yeah.
and we can find some money for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so I will have a lot more solidified plans. Basically, just to give you guys a quick rundown of how this whole thing works. I have to fill out a big document, and I have to submit it and wait for a week while the Mayflower Council kind of looks it over, and then they'll give me a project coach if I so choose, which I will, and then they'll kind of help me get a more solid idea, especially for funding, which is a big thing for Eagle projects.
Okay.
So I will definitely have a more solidified plan in 2 weeks. It's kind of time gated because they have to look over the whole document. But I'll probably come back to
Sure.
a couple more meetings if I can.
Okay. I would just ask if you do want to come back in,
Mm-hmm.
the sooner you ask, because we have to post our agenda
Right.
at least 48 hours before the meeting.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
He did talk to me about this meeting, but then I didn't ask to have it put on the agenda. But then he also
so
didn't
it's
confirm
you.
that. Call me a little calm. Probably be good for him to follow up, in the last week or so.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm just
Okay.
saying it's not 100% him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll only take some of it.
Yep.
Like half
Sure.
the sword.
I mean,
It's
trail
good.
maintenance is pretty much always on our agenda anyway.
Yeah.
But, to be able to have a specific project
Okay.
on the agenda also, that would be great.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Do you have things you need us to sign?
I
Or
do
me?
have things I need you to sign.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide this over. So it's the this box here. You guys have a pen already. It's the
Yeah.
bottom left box.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
Beneficiary
Beneficiary.
approval?
Right now, I have Ethan as my beneficiary on the documents, but if you guys
Okay,
wanna
I
change it to the-
am happy to
Yeah.
let him do the
I can
signing
sign it
and,
too.
yep.
Can I borrow
Thank
your
you.
pen?
You may.
I meant to put one in my pocket on the way out the door today.
When
once you get to the fundraising stage, you should also try fundraising in Berlin, because
Yeah.
I'm sure people will want to
Yeah.
support this.
Thanks.
Yep. Awesome. Anybody have any other questions or anything about this?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I need any like permits or anything like that? I do have to like fill out a ton of stuff. So like any like permits I
Right.
need for like, building
Um,
or
So certainly no building permits.
Is this just isolated land subject to flooding, or is it related to anything the flooding?
I think it is ILSF.
Okay.
So we don't need to,
Yeah. My thought, yeah,
It's pretty much in a bowl.
right, which
Like
is where
it's-
all the water.
There's
Yeah,
high,
right.
there's grade,
Um,
upward grade all around it, except maybe there's a little bit of downhill grade.
Yeah, but it
as
doesn't
it
connect
goes
to
down
anything, it's not
coastline.
bordering
No.
anything.
right.
Not that I
We
can think
should though contact SVT, specifically Dan,
of. Okay.
just because,
Right.
you know,
I can,
trail,
Yeah.
SVT land
Okay.
as,
Yeah.
as well, okay. Yeah, so, you know, I think with SVT's blessing, he's gonna wanna see the plan,
Yeah.
for sure, and, you know, maybe have a conversation. I can't imagine they're gonna not be excited that they don't have to build bridge.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm
So-
happy to tag along on that meeting
Okay.
and explain
Yep.
any questions you might have or whatever.
yeah, okay. So are you gonna get in touch with Dan?
Yeah, I'll reach out.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, that should be the only permitting required, or the only additional permission.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds good.
awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for
Good
coming
luck.
in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good to leave, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
No,
awesome.
you're good.
You gotta make you stay until the very end.
Is he the Boy Scout volunteer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Eagle Scout. But
Scout.
Eagle Scout, yeah.
Eagle Scout, yeah. not Boy
Yep.
Scout. They don't let you handle power tools till you're, well,
Yeah.
I don't actually know, I was never a scout, but.
All right, well, on to the Lyman Road parking area.
Alright, I made some copies of the drawing that I did. There's a little bit of modification on there that doesn't show up so great on the copy, but the red marked up version is a little bit easier to understand, so. Probably more copies than we needed. Too many is better than not enough. There you go, you're very
Awesome.
I'm gonna hold on to the original.
All right. So this is the plan that was submitted. I also, to CPA. I also emailed everybody that plan. And do you also have the aerial with the box? Yes, that one. So that is what we're talking about.
Certainly is a pared down, simple plan. Not very intrusive.
That was always the goal.
Yep.
The, is the stone dust path still on the agenda for that?
It is. We were looking for a path with a substrate that was easy for people with mobility issues to still be able to navigate.
Okay. So they go out and turn around and come back again.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the things like with the walking trail that, you know, never happened, but people, we do have a lot of trails in town but for people with kids, with
Right.
mobility issues, you know, strollers and stuff, it's hard to navigate a lot of the hiking trails. So that was why that was so attractive, and that is why we thought, because it's a nice flat area and it goes into the meadow, people can go and sit and bird watch and whatever, that would be a nice addition. So there are 2 benches that are also involved for that purpose as well.
On the historical commission, as well as I, you know, this is quite a historical area, and we'd like to see it. I don't know if we could agree that it is and put that in the kiosk with the aerial photographs and show it, but leave as much of the existing, and unfortunately they raised the buildings, which is a tragedy, but leave enough there so that when people look at the kiosk and look at this, and Lucy has researched it back to the 18th century,
Yeah, to
right
the.
on up through.
Yep.
And it's quite a fascinating and a historic place. So if you could leave, I'd like to see beyond the parking area, the little U-turn part of the pavement left. The pavement does not have any environmental, ecological impact whatsoever. And leave that there. There's enough of the foundations there. I placed some railroad ties. Nobody's gonna drive over anything. It's perfectly safe. So this is fine. It's not very intrusive. I think I'd like to see that rail trail get going so people could really, with mobility problems, get going, but
Right.
this is a
Yeah.
short
Takes
word
years.
solution.
Yeah, right. So let's deal with this first. So does anybody feel like we need to take a vote to move forward with the project as approved?
Didn't we already do that, like, 2 years ago?
Yep.
I would
And
say no.
right. I just wanna. I just.
I don't know if other people disagree, but I thought this was resolved.
Yep.
Was
Everybody.
it this specific? I remember there was,
Yeah.
I never saw this, 35 by 75.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
think
pretty-
this was the plan that we presented, not the hand-drawn plan,
Okay.
at the meeting, which also has those dimensions on it.
Yeah, that's fine. But again, I guess the only thing I would ask is like a little consideration not to completely eradicate the indication of where the drives were, which shows where the barn was and everything else, and the house is just down to the south of that.
And all of that to the left of the fence is remaining, right? Existing to remain?
To the,
Like this side?
well, we were going to take out all of the asphalt.
Oh, okay.
That was the plan.
And obviously do so without damaging the foundations and.
Right, the plan was never to do anything to the foundations other than put up the fence to keep people from driving into them.
Yeah. I wanted to, I was thinking about keeping the foundations cleared, you know, so that we could observe them and maybe putting up a kiosk or something like that. Seemed like
Yeah, I mean,
nice-
with the plan was always to put up a kiosk. Lucy did email me right before the meeting that she couldn't come tonight, but that, you know, she's looking forward to us collaborating on doing something about the history of the property, which I think is a great idea, whether it's something in the kiosk or even something more.
Well, when Victoria was in last meeting, we talked about, there are story trails here and there in other communities, for sure. And maybe we could even call it a history trail.
Right, a history trail, right, kind of.
Story, I don't know.
Yeah. But something that, you know, kind of covers the whole history of the property.
Yep. But again, is there any objection to leaving to the left of the fence the pavement there so that, so that people could go and look at this and understand where everything was, and the structures, get a better idea of it, and look at that aerial photograph, and then really see the, what was there historically. And it is historic. It was there, I can remember that pavement there in the early 50s, so it was probably there then when McGrail bought it in the early 40s. Might have been there before then, but it's like, unfortunately, there isn't any kind of structure left, and we could leave that, but that's all gone. That's the only remaining part of it, is that little loop there.
Do any
Well,
of the aerial photos show the
foundation.
concrete, or is it too overgrown to see?
You mean like current condition?
Yeah.
I was curious about that
Yeah.
too, if it's like a safety hazard, tripping
Yeah,
hazard.
there is, yeah.
I mean, the concrete, the asphalt is certainly in rough shape. You know, it's cracked and weeds growing through it and everything.
Or
Right,
might
so
be
there,
right here,
yeah,
right?
yep.
We don't have any like pictures from the ground, do we?
I think I actually have a couple.
Yeah, I guess you can lose these.
Because I don't drive by there often, I thought it was in
Just
pretty
on-
tough
just
shape,
on
but.
that
You
Yeah.
can't really
Hmm.
see it just driving by, I feel.
Okay.
You
There's
can,
definitely-
you can now.
Oh, you can?
Oh, you
I haven't
can?
gone that
Okay.
way since they redid the road.
No, there's a little bit of parking space.
Yep.
Just watch the
You
PI.
can see the trail.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like the best pavement is right by the road,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine what's there is particularly, safe. That would be my, that would be my
had-
biggest
I
concern.
It's
agree
had
too.
trees growing through it.
Right.
It's not in
That's
good
why
shape.
we have the opportunity while we're to clean it up.
Yeah.
Get it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be perfectly willing to entertain the idea of doing something like putting in stone dust path
get-
through there so that we at least delineate the space and make it a little more inviting, but I'm not psyched about leaving the asphalt.
Okay, just,
I
I
like
mean,
that
if you
idea.
wanna take it out, but the pavement as it is perfectly safe. It'll be there 25 years from now in the same condition. I cleaned it out by hand, pulled out the weeds, you can drive around it, so if you wanna take it out, just say, take it out, you don't have to, there's nothing wrong with it the way it, in fact, I was in someone's driveway today, Tim Wheel's driveway, that's in no better shape than that.
I don't know, I
There's
mean, I
plenty
see
of
some
existing
kind of,
driveways on old farms
Right.
that are just the same.
yeah, I don't know, I
Well,
see some
if
kind of
you,
potholes, if you will.
James McGrail has a lot of pictures of what the farm looked like.
Yep.
Do you have those?
No, I don't.
I do like the idea of delineating
his- I'm
the area
pretty
with
sure I
stone
have
dust.
his
I do think it'd be
email.
nice to give people the idea when they come out of the parking lot, like, this was the old,
The old, right.
I like that
Yep,
idea.
I like that idea the best as well.
But based
So-
on that picture, I'd be concerned about safety issues with leaving the pavement.
Yeah, here's another one that shows some holes in it
Yeah,
and
that's the
stuff.
thing. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be it's already a maintenance issue and it's only gonna get worse.
If
Yeah,
you
and then
walk
with
the
runoff
trails,
with the
that-
rain and
that's
stuff,
nothing
like, I don't know
compared to the
how
trails
that
going
would
up
be,
the
you know what
mountain,
I
for
mean,
heaven's
too.
sakes.
If it does, how it's graded, I'm not sure,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? So
Yep.
it's just best to like do it to make it so that it's,
Right.
I move
Not
that the
gonna
pavement be
deteriorate.
taken out, I mean,
yeah,
come,
yeah.
get it over with, I don't care.
Okay.
It's silly to take it
Yeah,
out.
I don't know that we need to make a motion on that since that is
I
part
know
of the
it.
original
So
plan.
I withdraw my objection to taking it out.
All right, I appreciate that. But I think we should talk to Paul about maybe laying some stone dust in that circle area, to delineate that.
Do we have a start date on this?
It's been on hold while we work through
Revisit it,
this.
yeah.
Yep. But I believe you.
I did talk to Paul a couple days ago, and met him there, and he said his availability is within like 2 weeks.
Right.
So if I go there and I'm gonna do the layout for the project, and he can get started in 2 weeks.
Right. And we still need to run some stuff through Kristen as far as the procurement portion of these kind of projects. So now that I feel like we're settled, we can meet as soon as possible about that and get that going so that we can give Paul a start date. That would be great. Everybody good? All right. So the other thing that I would like to talk about, though, is the work that has been done over there.
Talk about it.
Okay. I would like to have an understanding of why you felt it was okay to go ahead and do all of this work on town land with only your authority? Are you did you get permission or authorization or anything from anybody?
Well, first of all, for half a century, I've done several of these projects and never got anything but praise and help and assistance. I don't know what we've run into. I went there to take a hike. You couldn't walk across the field, so I cut a path. And I started cutting a little more. So I cleared out a little bit, invasive, cleaned it up a little bit. Yeah, I just went ahead and did it, like I have for 50 years. And do you mind what I did along River Road and opened up a stone wall? For
You
that
talked
place?
about you. We talked about. You told
You
us
came to
that
the
you
commission.
wanted to do that. We all agreed it should be done
When we
before you
listen,
did it.
I've done a lot of other projects, but nevertheless, I didn't plan it that way. I went in to clear a path. And if somebody didn't like that, tough luck. It was only 10 feet wide. And then somebody else came along with a tractor and was mowing a little bit more, which was fine. And then a neighbor showed up and said, Walter, if I was as healthy as you, I'd help. Then he showed up with his little machine. And then I was piling brush and Skip came along and said, gee, put it here and I'll push it. And I didn't solicit them. I never solicited anybody. I went in there with a brush cutter.
But you
so
also
this idea
didn't-
of trying to make it like I planned to subvert.
I never
do
said that.
this.
No, what you
You
didn't
think
what
you
you
would.
what you didn't do was you didn't talk to anybody. If I went out there and cleared all of that, you would be pissed.
That's not true at all. I would congratulate you
I
and thank you.
doubt that
okay?
highly.
I would thank you.
Kristen?
Can I just speak for a moment, if I may, on this matter?
Sure.
I have significant concerns because this is an unauthorized alteration to town-owned property with heavy equipment. I saw the Facebook photos. There's a backhoe out there. There's no insurance. Somebody could have gotten injured. There's a significant amount of liability on the town. I was also at the last meeting. Doing work again is clearly in violation of the directive that the commission gave at their last meeting. This would be tantamount to me telling public safety to go out and widen the trails so that they can have access. I don't think the commission would be in approval of that, and I would never presume that that would be an acceptable thing to do. So I just need to let the commission know that this will be looked into and addressed by the select board.
And I put it on Facebook, did you see the comments? There were more favorable comments. I was in Market Basket. People come up, Walter, what a great job, thank you so much. The citizens, the people of Berlin loved it. The Conservation Commission should have done it. It evolved. I didn't plan it. I didn't stop there like I didn't stop. I remember when we bought the Pleasant Street property, you could see it from the road. Cleared that, people came and helped, machinery showed up. I know this isn't Berlin anymore. It's gone. Particularly the past 10 years. It just isn't what it used to be. I am. I'm 84, I've been here over half a century doing this work. I started protecting that land, triggered that, bought the first 140 acres on that, all of that land, cleared trails, and went in there and did this there. Now it's a big deal. Everybody's crazy about litigation. You know, it ain't what it used to be. It ain't
That's
what
a
it
reality.
Which is exactly why you
It's
can't,
disgusting.
which is
Yeah.
exactly why you can't go ahead
Yeah.
the way you used to.
Well, I did.
Well,
I did. What
and-
are you gonna
and-
do about it?
Those residents wouldn't be so happy if somebody got injured and then the town was sued.
Nobody gets injured, for heaven's sake.
Anybody that works on a construction
I've
site
been in the
knows
logging
that they're.
business all my life. I know how to, it was nothing. It was nothing.
Yep.
No, I'm very sorry. I just need to make it extremely clear to everybody in town on boards and committees. My job here is to protect the town and to keep the town safe from liability. So let me make this crystal clear. There is to be no unauthorized work on town-owned property without proper insurance and going through the select board and the town administrator's office.
Listen, you won't have to worry about me doing anything else for the town, I'll tell you that right now. This is ridiculous. Made a mountain out of a molehill. And by the way, I can't leave Gail on as long as I've already got, so I've gotta go home. If this is where we are, this ain't Berlin. Where do you put that?
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, he walked out before I could ask the question. He admitted that he brought in ties.
Yep.
Oh, I meant to, yeah.
I
was
was
gonna
about to
address
bring
the
that
email,
up too,
yeah.
because I was there the other day with Paul and saw that there were 6 or 8 railroad ties that he put down as curbs, basically, and I'm assuming that he just took them from CSX.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Which is-
one of the pictures that I saw did have what appears to be remnants of rail.
Oh, 100%.
geez.
It's got the plate and the spike still in
Yeah.
it.
Well, aside from that, I wanted to address the email that he sent to Carolyn, which was wildly inappropriate. And if that
Yes.
happened in an office environment, he would have been fired immediately. It was
Agreed.
completely unacceptable. That email was so out of line and so offensive and demeaning.
Yep.
That will also be addressed by the select board.
Yeah, that cannot be tolerated.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Double-
I was livid.
Yeah, that was some of the most condescending.
I've never seen
I was
anybody
Wow.
be that offensive.
Wow.
Well, that's not the first email from him that I've gotten like that.
Oh, I know,
I'm
but
not
that it was
surprised.
just, it was like one sentence after another of completely offensive and demeaning content.
Yep.
Yep.
And railroad ties are toxic waste.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot be dealt with other than being incinerated in a special facility because they have so much crap in them. And he brought them from CSX and put them on conservation land. With heavy
Assuming-
equipment.
You're assuming he brought it. Though he said he placed them, he did not say where they were coming from.
And he didn't say that he got them there.
And he did, correct, and he didn't say that he
Fair
got them
enough.
there. So they are just railroad ties that are obviously soaked, that are there, and now used as a boundary to stop people going,
Yes.
Right.
And I
Over the
appreciate that thought. I do.
mhm,
But
understand, but,
railroad ties were still placed on town land
agreed.
Correct. And
under,
again,
under
and
his
I-
watch.
we are a group. We are a fairly reasonable group. If the conversation was had, hey, I have access to some railroad ties. I'd be happy to place them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, to keep people from driving into the cellar hole before you get the fence put up. We could have had a conversation about it. But we were not afforded that opportunity. We were not given that respect as a board. And that's where my problem with it lies. I think it's fabulous that he was able to get some help and volunteers and people and all of that. It's the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's the process. It's not the volunteerism. I think Berlin runs on volunteers.
They can come on my
We-
property if they want. I could
Right.
be happy to take that heavy equipment, have them get rid of some stuff.
Right? We are all volunteers. Except for you, some of you.
Yeah.
But, right.
But to that point, if I may, there's a difference between volunteering in an office setting on a board and committee and doing manual heavy labor on town-owned property where the potential of injury is so much higher. We have volunteer waiver forms, that's why we need to know in advance.
But
So we
exactly,
can have
right,
those signed.
there is a process. We are
Correct.
not trying to squelch volunteerism,
Not
we
at all.
are not trying to say you don't get to volunteer. We love having people volunteer. But unfortunately, as you said, the town needs to be protected because unfortunately, as he said, this is not the Berlin, this is not the world of 50 years ago.
No, it's not.
And we must protect the town first.
And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't get up and say that. And I don't
Agreed,
like
yeah.
being the skunk at the garden party, if you will, who has to get up and say that. But this is alarming to me. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And this is just a precedent that we cannot set.
Well, as a taxpayer, it impacts all of us if something happens.
Correct.
100%. Right. People think they don't like their taxes now.
Yeah,
Wait till there's a lawsuit.
yeah.
So given that he said he did not see the plan, the work that has been done, is it in line with the plan? Are you going to have to do other things to get it back in?
He did some of Paul's work for him. The main thing that he did that's not really reversible is that he cut down a pine tree, which I had planned on leaving because the maple tree that he left is half rotted and needs to be taken down.
Right.
So-
So we were gonna have a nice tree right in the middle of the parking, right in the middle of the fence at the parking area.
It's a pine tree.
Hmm.
It's what was there. And it was probably 15 years old. It was not, it wasn't huge, but it wasn't small.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
It was,
Right.
it was healthy.
It was healthy,
Which is
it was
very
fine.
nice.
And the
As
maple
a
tree that is there is
boundary.
lovely from the street side, but if you go around
Yeah,
behind it, it's
It's gonna need to, safety
It-
issues, it needs to come down.
it's gotta come down.
Yeah.
It is half, like the trunk is literally half
Yeah.
rot. So it's gonna come down and it'll most likely come down towards the parking lot.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not good. Okay.
So the debris that is there from him clearing brush and just kinda like dumping it in?
He just pushed it off to the side
So
and
I'm
dumped it
assuming
into the
that that
basement.
means you're gonna need to,
We will
you
probably-
collective you will need to be responsible for,
Dealing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he cut way more back than I was going to in terms of like there was a stand of pine trees. He decided to like limb them up to about 4 or 5 feet. I would not have bothered doing that to a stand of pine trees that nobody's gonna wanna walk through.
Is that the stand of pines that are kind of like along here?
No, over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
Nobody's going over there.
Right.
It's not on the
That's
trail.
not where the trail is.
It's not where the
yeah.
trail is. I don't really understand why he did it. Like, yeah, this stuff, sure, like he limbed some of that, that's fine, we might have done that anyway.
Right.
He cleared out a bunch of stuff that is nice to have clear, I'm not gonna lie. It's how he went about it that I have a problem with. In
Right.
terms of not
Yeah,
talking
it-
to us about it, like, in terms of how he approached Carolyn and me about this entire situation, acted like we did not, show him plans and didn't talk to him about this, and it's like, you voted on this, you approved it already.
this was a town vote, and that's really what it comes down
No.
to.
Well, that was the final vote.
That was the final
first
vote.
vote was the commission.
We already voted on
The
it
second
here.
vote was CPA,
Right.
and the third vote was town meeting.
Yeah, this
And
is
we've
like
been
a
working on
long
it.
Yeah,
issue that we've
for a while.
already dealt with.
Like, I'm like, why are you coming at us now with this? This is crazy. Like, even if he didn't realize the historical significance of the site, which was his, well, I didn't know. I'm like,
We talked about that though at
we
the time.
talked about it too, and fine, you missed that. Any reasonable person would have said, my bad.
Can we do something?
Can we do something? Not, if you're gonna shove this down my throat, I'm gonna try to get CPA rescinded in the town. What? Like, anyway, I'm
Carolyn,
frustrated.
one other quick question if I may, because I know that the transfer to Sudbury Valley trustees for that property is not yet finalized.
Right, so it won't be the property, it will be the conservation
The
restriction.
CR, I'm sorry,
Yes.
yes, the CR.
Yep.
Do we have concerns that any of the work he has done is in that area or could potentially impact that area?
We'll get in touch with Dan, and, I mean, again, since most of it was brush, it'll grow back.
Okay.
But we will reach out to SVT. We need to reach out to SVT anyway to let them know we're moving forward with this. this property is this area is outside of the CR, it was always intended to be a parking area from the very get-go, which is why we left it out of the CR.
Sure.
So they are aware that, you know, they're the ones who are like, hey, when are you doing the parking lot?
I just didn't know if it encroached into the CR area, because I
It-
didn't know
it-
how much he cleared,
right.
and at least those are the kinds of questions that you all obviously want to have the opportunity to ask, which is part of that whole process that you're talking about.
Right. But if we had said, here's the plan, stay in this line, in these lines. Right? Like, that could have been all that it took.
Does SVT hold the CR or not yet?
They will. It is, so we've approved it, they've approved it, it's now at the state, and the state is reviewing it, and so it's in the works, but it's not done. Yeah.
Somebody from SVT was on Facebook, I believe, and like responded to Walter about, they were like, oh, we'll update our maps. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're aware that something happened there. I don't know if they're aware of what or
Right.
the details, you know.
That's not how they should be finding
No.
out.
Right, and I wanted
No.
to have this meeting first before contacting them, so I will reach out to them tomorrow. And let them know what's happening and that, you know, kind of update. And I'll probably Dan, Kristen, and Laura, and probably Meredith too.
Yeah.
And anybody, maybe just anybody with an SVT email address in the in our contacts. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate the commission's understanding of the need for the process and allowing me to speak to it, so thank you.
I appreciate
100% on board. Like,
Yeah.
this is bonkers.
Yeah, like I said, as a town, we shouldn't be tolerating that behavior from employees or volunteers.
This is a professional organization. This is an $18 million business. I know some people really hate it when I say that, but it really
It's true.
is.
That's
So
exactly what
we
it
have
is.
to run things the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I thank you for coming,
Absolutely.
and let's talk about some birds.
Fun.
Have a good night, Kristen.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night.
See you, bye.
Bye, Peg. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so SVT did go out to the O'Brien CR Association Berlin Meadows. They did their annual walk, so it was Jim McCook that went out. Pretty much everything's looking good, just noting some invasives kind of encroaching on the trails and, you know, overtaking some of the trees there, but so particularly Asian bittersweet being the issue, but
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
encroachment
the
through.
area at the end of the trail, where 62. So no, those are streams. So basically, if you like come down past our garden, come down around that kind of ramp area and just head straight back, you know, you would go off to the right to go to Brewer Brook. But if you go to the left, there was, I don't even know if it's still standing anymore, an old field oak that was just spectacular in its day, you can tell. And all
I
that,
think he did comment, very old oak, just off the trail
Yep.
on the east side, is still live.
oh good,
Trunk is 4 feet.
in
Yeah.
diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There-
once you're in the trailways?
Yeah.
Yo, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, there was a gentleman in town
in rough shape,
who
but-
kinda pruned it some to,
Yeah.
you know, and tried to clean it up and, yeah, remnants of when that was all pasture. You know, the old field oaks are just amazing.
It's a white oak, you said? What?
It's probably a white oak, but a field oak was, they would let like one tree grow up in the middle of the field to provide shade, and
Right, okay.
so when a tree grows with nothing around it,
Yeah.
it's like it's full
Beautiful.
form
Yeah,
and
totally.
it's
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
It's definitely worth walking down there and giving it a look.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I haven't
beautiful
seen
plant.
that.
tree for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot of invasives
Oh.
on the way in there.
Yeah, we
That's
have,
some of the worst in that area,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yep, 100%.
we have to save our white oak constantly. It's always under the attack of stuff. And like, it seems like a lot.
Yeah,
You cut it back and it's right back again.
that's awesome.
But no, but yeah, I love white oaks, they're
Yep.
beautiful.
All right, look at
Talk
that.
about birds.
Let's talk about birds.
I'm pretty sure I saw a, no, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that goes really, really fast and kills pigeons.
Oh, peregrine.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Where
I'm so
did-
excited I forgot.
where'd you see
In
it?
Stoneham.
Oh, yeah, by
Yeah.
the ledges.
Yeah, a friend
Oh,
of mine
yeah.
has a place there. It's like right next to, I think, wetlands. And it was
Okay.
Sounds
hanging
like the
out.
right environment.
Right,
Mhm.
because Spot Pond is near there, and then
Yeah.
across 93 from Spot Pond, there's
Yeah.
all these big rock ledges,
Yeah.
and they nest there.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one was probably out hunting. 'cause
Probably.
It was far away from that, I think. But
Yeah.
it was just chilling out in a tree, and I'm looking at it like, that is not a raptor I've ever seen before.
That's
And I'm like, and it was
awesome.
all slate gray, blue, and then
Yeah,
like
with
white
the
chest.
with the I love their
Little-
their
trying to think-
mustache.
yeah.
Their chops.
Yeah. They're lamb chops.
Yep, so our last day of the banding season was this past Saturday. This was the last bird of the season. This was a Cooper's hawk. This is a second-year male. You can see he's molting out of his juvenile plumage and bringing in that slaty blue back. So it was actually kind of down year for us. We only had 39 new birds and 7 recaptures
Oh wow.
throughout the whole season.
And what was last year?
So the first year, 2023, we had 67 new birds and 4 recaptures. 2024, we had 59 new birds and 4 recaptures, and then this year, 39 new birds and 7 recaptures. So, not
Do
sure.
you think the weather played? Because
think-
it's been so hot and humid this
I
summer.
think that plays into it a lot because usually, so we started off pretty strong compared to like the other years where we had 13, 12, and then it just trickled off.
Yeah.
Well, period 9, that would have been like a couple weeks ago. That was during that bad heat
Really?
wave, right?
Yeah.
With 3
Yeah.
days of
And
95
then probably
plus.
period 6 was also.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's likely a weather thing. We didn't have usually the end of the season kind of picks up again.
Yep.
There's usually grackles come in and eat the blueberries, and that didn't happen this year. We just heard them flying over, but not coming down.
Huh. Interesting.
But
No blueberries?
there were blueberries. We were eating blueberries on our.
And blackberries.
Yep.
Yep.
Good
yeah.
computer.
But we'll see. We'll see over the next few years what
Yeah.
what patterns. See if we pick up
Yeah.
on any weird patterns going on. But yeah,
Wow.
that's where we're at.
Awesome. I can't believe it's over already.
I know. We have prepped the lanes for owls this season. We figured we'd get there, mark it out. Well, I still can help with that part of it.
Yep, yep.
Which, are you guys okay with people banding owls this October, November?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
Do you want a do you want a motion?
Yeah. I just wanna confirm.
Yeah. No, I
Since
appreciate
I'm no
that.
longer, well, I won't be an employee of the town at that point. And
But could you still would you still be interested in doing this and?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because this part,
bring
this is a
Richard.
minimum of a 5-year commitment.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
now we're just allowing the
Yeah.
banding to happen. I mean, really, we still are, allowing the banding to happen on town
Right.
property. Yep.
In fact, bring Richard to my house and I'll spoil him.
Yeah,
in
there we
go.
That's the baby's name.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I was
yes.
gonna say I was like, who's
Richard?
it?
Yeah. 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 So, yep, that's what we're looking at. But
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing this once again.
no problem.
And it will be interesting to see once we actually do some cutting. If,
Yeah, if it
you
has
know,
an
what effect it has.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still need to reach out to Gary Goldrup and just be like, I don't think the invasive grants are available anymore. Based on what I'm seeing, they haven't updated the grant applications since FY24. We're now in FY26, so
Yeah.
I think some funding got cut somewhere
Hmm.
along the line.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll have to figure out
a different plan.
funding.
Yes.
But essentially, it sounds like you make money off the harvest, so if we maybe allow them to
Take
like
a,
more
take
favorable.
a couple more oaks or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
You can offset the.
So, if I remember correctly from when the last time we met there, once we kind of give him the go-ahead, he's gonna go out and mark what he thinks he'd like, and then we get to review it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, that's my understanding.
Right.
So.
Again, asking permission.
It's almost
Exactly.
like there's a process when you're dealing with like a commission or a committee where you should talk to them before you do stuff on land that's in their jurisdiction, even if you're on the committee or commission.
Right.
It's
By the
weird.
way, in
I
this,
believe
in
it's
this
called
area, there's,
common courtesy.
there are a couple of pretty good sized buckthorns in here.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so.
heard somebody got a weed wrench that can.
Yeah. Have you tried
Oh.
it?
Yeah. Actually, I did try it on a
Jeez.
couple of
Yeah.
buckthorns, works just like the one I had back in Minnesota.
Nice. Well, good.
It's a back saver. It is. It is. Good tool.
Awesome.
Great.
And I highly recommend that you trim off all the brushy part of the buckthorn before you pull it. If it's an eye poke waiting to happen.
Oh, like bend it, oh, yeah.
The stuff sees you coming and it reaches. So, anyway.
You get the glasses with the side shields.
Yep.
Right, yep.
We'll make use of it.
All right,
Good stuff.
almost there. I assume nothing has happened with the internship program?
No, where did we leave off with the twins?
I think we should reach out to them and
Okay.
see if they want to try and get together in the next couple of weeks. Their summer schedule seemed to be almost as busy as their school schedule.
Right.
And Berlin Public Library.
Yes.
How we
So,
doing?
I forgot to send you the email that Victoria gave me, but I talked to her the other day, and she came up with an estimate. She was trying to find the best prices for what she would need, and so she was saying to set up the posts and everything would roughly be about $900, and then to do the actual story it'd be $200 for lamination and preparing. So if we wanted to do
Is
like
that $900 per post or $900?
no total for
Right, and so
everything
that
she
was
needs
for
to-
the materials?
for the materials.
I
Yeah,
bet
she's
you we
trying to
can
price
get
it.
some steaks donated.
Yeah, and she's saying any
Okay.
donations welcome, and this is
Yeah,
she's trying to
I
find
would-
other places that are cheaper, but for
Raw
now it's
lumber's the right thing to do.
Right, do you know what material she was looking at?
just for the posts and exactly what just the post
Right.
supplies.
Do you-
Cause we can,
See.
I
Yeah.
could consult a little bit on that. Like, if
Yeah.
we want something that's gonna be more long-term,
So it's
or if we want something that's just gonna be like a
the ground spikes
couple years, you know.
are like 5 packs of 4, is $296. The 4x4 posts, $186 for 12 of those posts,
oh, okay, so
Um,
she's doing,
and then
She's doing,
plywood.
Like a
something a little more
mailbox.
substantial.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's
because
like a
she wants to
mailbox.
kind of make that permanent and then change out the story. So she's saying, "Oh, once I get that
Got it.
permanent
Yep.
in, then for every time we change the story, it would be $200."
Right.
Okay,
And these are
The spikes are basically like a mailbox spike post, probably.
right,
Yeah,
like,
she
kinda like a
mentioned-
post holder,
Mm.
almost.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
permanent, that's really,
she has the ground spikes, right?
yeah,
There was
those are
about
gonna tend
300.
to list.
Yeah, if you can
Plywood.
send that.
I did.
Send it to.
Everybody, I sent
Yeah.
it to Conservation
Okay, that's
Commission.
fine, we'll forward it to
Okay,
everybody, yep.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. And so 900 for that and 200, so 1,100 total for the first story?
Yes. Yeah, and she mentioned that she has some ways that she might be able to get some money from other sources, but
Okay,
she just wanted to give overall to us what it would cost to do
sure.
it.
So I, unless somebody else has a different idea, I think what I would say to her is kind of the same thing we said to, why can't I remember his name? Ishan, thank you.
Oh.
Do your fundraising and let us know if you know, we can then fill in a gap
Okay.
or something.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Doesn't-
yep. Because we still have, do you remember how much we have in that donation account?
Oh,
I forgot about
that.
But yeah, I think it's a couple thousand.
I was
I was gonna say like
we haven't really-
1,500,
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
I thought it was even more, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say that.
Well, the
I didn't
whole,
think-
it
I
was
didn't think-
3,000 originally.
Okay, I was thinking it was more, but we haven't
Okay.
really used it,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
from what I remember.
I think
I
we,
forgot all about that.
didn't we buy some lumber out of that?
Oh, maybe.
Or, I know we've used some, I don't really, and
Okay.
not a significant amount, just,
Yeah.
you know, a fair amount,
Yeah.
like a minimal amount.
Okay, maybe it's only $805, I think.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's all that we have.
Oh, I thought I didn't think we
Yeah.
had used much of that.
We spent $2,000 on
This was-
something in 2023.
I was gonna say, it's been a while.
Okay.
How much money did we leave on the table from our budget last year? The one that just closed?
About 380 about.
Oh, that's it?
We
Okay.
spent it down pretty
Yeah.
All
close.
right, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ethan was masterful when he.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
with the tools, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Can
Can we use wetlands money if we
Absolutely.
make a donation for the,
Or
Oh.
open space. I don't know what open space.
we struggle, we
So-
seem to struggle to use the wetlands money, and I would think that that would be
so
applicable.
that's very limiting, so you can only use it to administrate the Wetlands Protection Act. So we get away with it for MACC because we're doing trainings and learning about the Wetlands Protection Act, but it's really, you can buy tools like an auger or something like that, or,
So there's,
But we
Getting
can't, can we
forest,
buy lumber for a bridge over a wetland?
cause I was
No,
just,
I don't
No.
think so. Worth a shot.
that's unfortunate, cause I feel like we struggle to use that money, and that would be
Yeah.
a really nice use of that money.
Right.
Right.
But if she had a book that too, that talked about
A wetland book,
wetlands or
yeah. We
incorporated
could just put
the
the Wetlands
history or
Protection Act.
something about wetlands in the book.
Right.
I mean, wetlands.
I
We'd
know,
have to have more
yeah.
something educated about
We could lay
wetlands.
down
Right.
there.
Well, that one I'm not as surprised about, but the bridge, I would think, it would be
Right.
nice
Yeah,
to be able to find a
Yeah.
way to use it for that.
Well, if the bridge was gonna
Yeah.
protect
But
the
if it was a,
wetland, maybe.
Well, that's the
I think
thing,
it would
like,
be more.
Is it not,
They would want to know
Crossing
more
the
about what
wetland.
materials, and it would probably cost a lot more to build up. Would you think if it was going to be going over wetlands?
Oh, sure.
Suppose-
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I mean. So if you open that door, that
Right.
it would cost a lot more money to build that bridge.
Yep.
yeah, true.
I guess is.
All right, but yeah, I mean, we definitely have, well, we have $800.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
you know, that could go towards, you know, I probably wouldn't, again, anybody else can weigh in on this, but would probably only be willing to do like half of the money for the story thing,
What did you say the total was?
1,100.
Yeah.
Is
You know,
that-
so 550,
Is that something?
I was gonna say, I
that
was
they
thinking
could get a
500
grant
for
from the
him,
cultural
depending on
Right.
what
I
he.
think she
Right.
mentioned yes, the
Yeah.
Berlin Cultural Council request. She has that as
Oh,
an
good.
option. She question mark. She wasn't sure. Grants from the AARP Community Challenge. There's all these places she's thinking. Right, there's a lot that I sent.
Right,
Yeah, so she
right.
has a lot of.
yeah, so, you know, use some,
Ways to
have
try
her use some of those resources,
Yeah.
but if she's like gonna be a couple $100 short,
Yeah.
then we'd be happy to fill the gap,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
And
Yep.
now could open space be used for the Horseshoe Pond Bridge? Is there a
I
breakdown of what?
think so. I
'Cause it's a
don't
trail
think,
on.
it's a trail on our open space
Yeah.
land, right? So I don't think that's as restricted
Mhm.
as the other, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in theory that counts. It's 48,000 higher than what I presented because we're getting this year's payment. Should be going in soon.
Nice.
Did you say this is the last year?
I don't think this year's not the last year. I think it's probably next year though.
Right, I think next
We're
year is
getting
the
there,
last year,
but-
yeah. Yeah.
So 40 more on top of the 78?
Yeah,
Nice.
or 47. It's like
Why?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are we?
because I
Why
think
not
that
50?
because I think this was the reduced year because of the
Oh, because of
overpayment
the
that-
error. that
Oh,
they
in the
that's
made.
early
right.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool. still take it.
Yep.
Yep.
Is elderberry a native here?
Mhm.
Must be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was over at that property where Boundless Adventures is, and I saw a massive amount of elderberry right along the road, but on top of that, shrubby St. John's wort, which is not a real common plant to see.
Right.
It's a native and quite high value for pollinators. Native pollinators, I don't ever see honeybees on it. It's all native pollinators. So
Yeah, and I was telling AJ, I know
Pretty
there
slick.
is an area that they did a wetlands not replication, when they when they
Oh, with,
like take wetlands over here and add wetlands over here.
yeah, so that's replication. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep.
There is a wetlands
try.
replication
Yeah.
area
Okay.
on the left-hand side of the road, so that's
That's
my
probably-
guess
yeah.
as
Yep.
to why those
That might be
plants
why
are
it's
there,
there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I know, right? Anything else? What? What?
Let sleeping dogs lie.
I know, right? Yeah. Everybody good?
More than.
I make a motion to end the meeting at 9:10 p.m.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.